Paris Saint-Germain beat Juventus 2-1. Jules, that Mbappe kid is a bit special.
Wow, what first goal, incredible. I learned a new word. How do you say... So the assist from Neymar, that ball, that little dink, is called a louche in French because you put your foot under the ball and you lift it like this. Like, like
cucchiaio, a spoon in Italian.
Not really a spoon. It's more what the spoon that you serve soup with.
Oh, you're even more specific.
Yeah, what is it in English?
A soup spoon.
Ladle or what, something like that. Yeah, whatever, nice. Something like that. Well done to PSG. They fell asleep a bit at the start of the second half and allowed Juve to come back a bit and got a little scared. But they were really good for most of the game, so well done to them.
I'm surprised Allegri changed it up, back three, front two.
I thought it was not a bad idea to start with.
And they weren't terrible relative to the recent outings.
True, but still, I think in terms of intentions, it could be much better. And Gab, 4 Juventus fans were stopped by police for making racist gestures at the Parc des Princes, and UEFA have opened an investigation.
Yeah, so obviously it's always good when people open an investigation. It's interesting because I think, what UEFA do is they have deals with different anti-racism organizations. So they have observers there who sit in the stands, they collect information and record stuff themselves. Most leagues have this. In this case, I watched some of these videos, right? These guys are complete idiots. I mean, leaving aside that what they're doing is despicable, right? They're racially abusing other fans, making monkey gestures and stuff like that, and Nazi salutes. Dude, you're standing in front of a bunch of people who are all carrying cell phones like this one. You're going to get busted. I want these guys named, and I hope you say these guys aren't coming back to the stadium for a long, long time, if at all. Yeah. Real Madrid win 3-0 away at Celtic. Look, Celtic jersey. How about
tribute
that?
To the incredible atmosphere.
To our boy Ange.
It was crazy.
But do we need to hold our breath regarding Karim Benzema?
I'm being told it's not too serious, Gab. Matter of 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, just to not take any risk. It's a muscular injury, but the knee could have been hurt. It's not hurt, the meniscus in the end. It's a bit of a scare. Let's not forget that he's getting older and he's played a lot last season. So, I think they need to manage him a little bit cautiously, let's put it that way.
Good thing Ancelotti has that long list of Benzema replacements. Mariano Diaz, Eden Hazard, Marco Asensio, Rodrigo.
All of that. Bayern bounced back from consecutive draws in the Bundesliga by winning 2-0 away at Inter. Normal service resumes, Gab, with an added Leroy Sané's magic.
Oh, he was unplayable.
That touch on the first goal.
Sané's good. He is basically unplayable. Doesn't happen all the time. I mean, if Nagelsmann ever harnesses his powers, the guy's going to be scary. Inter, to their credit, they tried to be... I thought they were pretty bold. I mean,
they were.
Playing Mkhitaryan, dropping Barella a big call, playing Mkhitaryan in midfield. But really, apart from that, first 15, 20 minutes at the start of the second half, after when they were a goal down, it looked like maybe they could get back into it.
Yeah.
But no, not enough for Simone Inzaghi. No shame, I think, in losing this way.
No.
Just the 2 goals for Erling Haaland as Manchester City trounced Sevilla 4-0, Jules. He's slowing down.
Yes, a bit slowing down. We were expecting the hat-trick. He's still 25 goals in 20 appearances in the Champions League, which is sick.
Do you love this parallel between Haaland and Mbappe, consecutive days? It's a little kind of potential GOAT audition.
I know. I think they're going to push each other even more, and they're going to sort of motivate each other. And who knows, maybe one day they will play with each other. And that would be pretty cool to see as well. But in the meantime, Sevilla were dreadful. I'm not really sure what Lopetegui tried to do with his back five and playing Papu and Isco as their forward. But anyway.
Hanging by a thread at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if he was signed very soon. Robert Lewandowski gets his first hat-trick for Barcelona as they beat up Victoria Plzen 5-1. Third hat-trick with a third different team in the Champions League, by the way. Incredible as well.
So Victoria Plzen, not very good. But Barcelona put on a clinic, and I thought it was nice Frank Kessie getting his first goal. I want Barcelona fans to appreciate how different he is from the others, and he can bring you so much this season if you use him correctly. I love the old school Sergio Roberto, Jordi Alba fullback partnership. I don't know how often we're going to see that again, but it was nice to see. I love Lewandowski. He's just such an all-rounder, right? We always knew he's incredibly technically gifted, but I feel that, you must have loved the little back heel and everything. Of course. I kind of feel that he's, maybe in this environment, Barcelona, he's even more free to be an all-rounder rather than just a center forward who scores 50 goals in a season.
Completely.
Tottenham Hotspur beat Marseille 2-0 with 2 late Richarlison headers. Jules, it was very tough going until Chancel Mbemba got sent off. In fact, even after that, it was tough going.
Yeah, very average performance from Spurs. Marseille played really well and were maybe even the better side in the first half. They didn't do much with the ball, but still the way they controlled the game and the tempo of it was great. And then that red card, as you said, on 47th minute, just changed the whole dynamic. After that, they were a bit more under pressure, but still defended well until that cross from Perisic that should not have been allowed to cross even on his right foot. And then no marking on Richarlison. And after the first goal, then it was inevitable. Still,
first shot on goal, Hugo Lloris made a save in injury time in the first half.
I know. Crazy. But still, it felt like, okay, it's another defeat for Marseille and they lose a lot in the Champions League. But it could have been maybe a little bit better on a better day without the red card. Salzburg and Milan battled to a 1-1 draw, Gab. Were you expecting a little bit more from Pioli's crew in that game?
I'm not sure. Not after the derby. Salzburg are a pain in the backside to play
so
against. They're so intense. I thought they hung in there. They had the chance to win it at the end, which might have been slightly unkind to Milan. But I think when you go through this, you budget for a draw away to Salzburg. Now, of course, they got to go and beat them at home. Shakhtar Donetsk with one of the feel-good stories of this Champions League round, winning 4-1 away at Leipzig.
Yeah, incredible performance overall. I mean, it was poor from Leipzig, which would cost his place to Tedesco. That's the next question. But credit to Shakhtar, considering the context, the situation.
Yeah, it's not just the war at
the lack
home,
of
the fact that they're, it's Shakhtar Donetsk, but they don't actually play in Donetsk. Yeah. It's the fact that they lost, 10 players? Maybe
all the
more
Brazilians
than that in the summer?
much, have all gone.
And you have one of your favorite players there, yeah?
Yeah, Mikaelo Murdic, the young 21-year-old winger that they have from the academy who was amazing in that game. He was linked with a few English clubs towards the end of the transfer window. So remember the name Murdic because that was pretty special.
Is it Murdic or Mudryk?
What did I say? Murdic, I said? No,
Mudryk.
No relationship with Modric, but yeah, very, very special player as well. Bayern aside, a good week for German managers and German clubs and guys whose name means German in Italian. Domenico Tedesco is at Leipzig and Marco Rose has now been appointed to replace him.
Yeah, obviously the defeat to Eintracht, I think, obviously they always come out and say this, oh no, we decided before the game, whatever.
Yeah.
They're just leaking way too many goals. Defensively, it's a mess. And it's funny because people said, oh, Tedesco's too defensive for Leipzig. Well, this evidence, given the number of goals that they've been shipping. Yeah. Marco Rose had an absolute nightmare in Dortmund. I saw at Gladbach, he showed that he's a real coach. He's got the company DNA, shall we say. He needs to turn it around, I think, quickly. He's got the talent there. He's got the tools there to do it. Wild ending in the Atletico Madrid-Porto game, Jules, but it turns into good night all around for the Simeone family.
Yes, that's right, Gab. Giovanni scored for Napoli, of course, and then kissed the Champions League ball that he's got tattooed on his arm that he did when he was 13 as a dream to one day play.
13? How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
Not 13. I don't think my dad would have been happy. I don't think El Cholo himself was happy with Joe doing that.
I got mine at 16, but it was in a place where my dad didn't normally look.
But then good night for Atletico as well, although it didn't look that way until the 91st minute. Hermoso scored the first goal of all people. We thought, okay, this is it, they've won it. But then Hermoso himself gives away a penalty for a stupid reflex.
Penalty which Oblak nearly saves.
Yeah, on Uribe. And then in the last kick of the game, Antoine Griezmann, the savior who came on the hour, we know why, with the last kick of the game. Well done to Atletico.
Mr. Unfair. 60 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. 60
or
minutes.
Or maybe Mr. 30 minutes or under 30 minutes.
A goalkeeping howler and tight semi-automatic offside decision give Brugge a win over Bayer Leverkusen. Our boy Rico Suave, Gab, has lost 6 of his first 7 games now.
Yeah, I want to talk about the offside first on Schick. We have semi-automatic offsides. It's a reason. People say, oh, this isn't what VR was invented for. No, I want clean decisions. That's fine. I got no problem with it. Tough going for our boy Gerardo. Because this was a season when, they hung on to Schick and Diaby. Yeah. They added Callum Hudson-Odoi. A lot of people had them going as a third force in the in the Bundesliga, maybe even the second force. Didn't work out that way, but shout out to Bruges because you were down on them when we did our Champions League preview.
I wasn't.
And they still have Hans van Aken, Mr. Champions League. Ajax destroying Rangers 4-0. Jules, there's evidently life after losing so many players. But guess what? I think I'm going to list them in song. There's Haller and Gravenberch, Martinez and Mazraoui, Pershers, Onana, Tagliafico, and of course, Antony. That's all right. Yeah? No? Periodic table?
I've heard you doing better than that.
All right, I'll work it. This was extemporaneous.
Yeah. It was
all these guys leave. And they be Rangers.
Okay, Rangers are not very good, let's be honest here. And they gifted them some goal, like the fourth one that Bergwijn scores. But Mohamed Kudus, fantastic. I mean, just collectively, this Ajax team was
Kudus tried
great.
to leave too.
Wow. I mean, just Tavernier is still wondering how to defend on him. So, pretty impressive from Ajax. They will be better opponents, of course, and starting with next week. But this was a very good start for sure. A goal and an assist from Marcus Edwards, who leads Sporting to a huge 3-0 win away at Frankfurt.
Yes, the Enfield Messi, as he was once known.
He won the kid.
He grew up in your backyard.
Yeah,
did you see him as a kid? Did you ever
I didn't
kick
see
the
him,
ball around with him?
But I knew of him, of course, and especially when he was at the Spurs Academy.
I love this story because obviously Ruben Amorim, I think, was a very good coach. But, an Eintracht buzzing coming off the big win at the weekend against Leipzig. But I love the fact, again, it's the same thing that applies to Potter, right? You don't get a chance in England as a young player. What do? You can either sit on the bench, collect your money, go mope in the championship somewhere, or, hey, look, I'm going to go abroad. I'm going to learn something new. And you know what? When he went abroad, he didn't go to Sporting. He went to, I think it was Vitoria Guimarães, right?
That's right?
I'm going to prove myself here. He's done that. He got the big move in the summer for him, and I'm happy he's doing it on the big stage.
Yeah, me too.
Borussia Dortmund beat Copenhagen 3-0. Jules, after a dicey start this season, Edin Terzic is getting it right, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Copenhagen again, not very good. Certainly not good enough for Dortmund, who were relentless, especially in the first half, in their movement, the way they recovered the ball, the counter press. All that worked really well. We had a great Jude Bellingham. Joe Reyna coming on for Torgan Hazard, who got injured early on with 2 assists. Well
nice
done
to see Reyna play more than 45 minutes.
Yeah, without getting injured.
I think it's like his 3rd appearance this season. He's easing back in.
Exactly. Really good. And they look good. But again, a bit like Ajax, they will have tougher opponents later on in the competition.
Two goals early in the second half propelled Benfica past Maccabi Haifa. But Jules, you love your techers, so I know that all you're going to want to talk about is that Alex Grimaldo goal. How do you put that kind of weird spin on it? Like, what?
I don't know. He hits it with his laces and he went like top corner, top. You can't do more top corner, but you're right. The ball sort of floating a bit and comes down. We said often, and sometimes we'll be mean with him. Well, we're not mean, but we said if he was good, he would have left a long time ago. However,
really, I thought Benfica always hung on to their best players.
However, don't be mean. However, this was a very special goal. He gave the cross for Rafa Silva for the first goal as well. So overall, a very good night for Grimaldi and for Benfica.
Grimaldo, Alex, if you're watching, turn this into an NFT.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.